So something really peculiar happened to me today I wanted to share with you. A lot of us are calling out Democratic leadership on the internet. We're tagging Nancy Pelosi, establishment Democrats, leadership across the board, and we're complaining. We're basically phoning in our grievances, how they let us down, how they failed us, how they should resign. In shame for letting Roe versus Wade die like this. They had over 50 years to codify this into law. They did not do it. Obama could have done it. It just goes back decades, the failures, and so we're calling, the least we can do is call them out, right? Send a tweet to the establishment and let other people know that we feel this way and whatnot. But something kept on happening today. Whenever I sent a tweet out that was at the Democrats or Democratic leadership, my tweet would show up on my wall, and then within a second, it'd be gone. And I'm just like, okay, that's weird. So I refreshed the page a couple times, and it was still gone. And then I shut the app down and fired it back up, kind of like a plug it in, unplug it and plug it back in sort of deal. Fired up the app and it was still gone. And I did this a couple times and the same thing happened. Now, once is an anomaly. 2 or 3 times, I'm very suspicious. And it is not out of the wheelhouse of powerful Democrat forces working behind the scenes with major media outlets saying, look, we're about to have one of the biggest fundraising drives of our lives because people are panicked right now about Roe versus Wade. They're just going to give Democrats a ton of money. And they just want to, protect that investment that's coming in by stifling dissent, progressive dissent, from people like me and you, who are progressives, who are calling out the establishment, which would entail people, stop giving money to these people. Because we're saying that a lot. We're saying don't donate to the Democrats. They failed us. They abjectly failed us. They failed us so bad. Okay? And they see that as, well, I'm going to call my people over at Twitter and Facebook and Instagram, and anybody who tries to at us, they're going to be minimized and eventually crushed because we need to protect our investments. Now, this sounds very conspiratorial, and this is just my opinion, but it is not outside the realm of possibility. After what we went through in the 2018 primary and the 2020 presidential primary, how progressive voices were constantly crushed by the liberal establishment. The Bernie-crats, remember the Tulsi-crats and the Yang Gang? Remember what they did to everybody back then in 2018 and 2020? It just feels like that right now. So I don't think that's an anomalous thing for my criticism, my dissent towards the power structure towards the liberal establishment. I don't think that's a one-off. I think that's actually more consistent than anything after 2018 and 2020 primaries, where they crushed us. And they crushed Bernie's campaign twice. And this is just par for liberal establishment. Okay? And yet they're going to protect a lot of money here. And that's all this is about. Because the fundraising dollars that are coming into the Democrats, they ain't seen windfalls like this ever. And it makes sense because people are just scared. They're just going to, save us. Give me my rights back. I'm so sorry. They're not going to do it. They could do it today. And they won't do it. Because they won't abolish the filibuster. Arcane Senate proceedings appear more important than childbearing people's human rights. Can you process that? I can barely process that. That's just devastating. So I can see the liberal establishment squelching firebrand voices like mine and yours, people who don't let anybody get by with anything in the liberal establishment. I can see them targeting us and once again crushing our voices. Our freedoms and liberties are they're just dying. They're going away. And I it's soul crushing. It feels like I'm choking. It feels like the life is being smothered because I want truth and I want human rights, and I'm just watching them go one by one. Every political cycle, every 2 to 4 years, we're just seeing them, boom, check off another one, check off another one, check off another one. In liberal leadership, democratic leadership is to blame for failure to protect our basic liberties and human rights, like codifying Roe versus Wade. They failed. And now they want your money. These people are evil. This is evil. This isn't politics as usual. Maybe it is. It's just evil to ask people who you have screwed over for money out of their moment of sheer desperation. That's evil.